The Wars of the Roses, the Tudors, life in the country, town life. Henry VIII, new ideas and lands, tools and inventions. Break with Rome, Thomas More, Elizabeth I, court life. Different foods, Elizabethans at sea, the Spanish Armada, theatres. The Wars of the Roses, source, the Red Rose of Lancaster and the White Rose of York. In 1485, the Battle of Bosworth saw the death of King Richard III. The winner of the battle was Prince Henry Tudor. Henry Tudor took Richard's place as King of England and Wales. He became Henry VII. For 30 years before the battle, there had been gang warfare in England as two branches of the royal family fought for power. One branch was known as the House of Lancaster and the other was known as the House of York. Each side had a rose on its banner or badge, so the wars are called the Wars of the Roses. Both sides had very powerful supporters. These included the barons, men who owned huge amounts of land. The barons controlled the lives of the men and women who lived on their land, and could order the men to fight on the side. It was hard for a monarch to destroy the barons who fought against him or her. Someone said of Richard III, shortly after he died, "He was small of body and weak in strength, but he most bravely defended himself as a noble knight to his last breath. He was killed fighting manfully in the thick of his enemies." Look again at the things that were written about Richard III shortly after he dies. 1. Do you think the writers liked him or not? 2. Whose soldiers took his body from the battlefield? Who do you think so? The Battle of Bosworth was the last battle in the Wars of the Roses. The new king, Henry VII, brought the wars to an end. Here are some clues about Henry VII's character. He belonged to the House of Lancaster, but he chose a wife, Elizabeth, from the House of York, when he captured a youth pretending to be a rival prince. He spared his life and gave him a job in his kitchens. Henry VII, what sort of man was he? 1. Discuss the clues about Henry VII. 2. What sort of person do you think he was? The roses. Look at the rose designs used by the House of Lancaster and the House of York. Source A. Then look at the rose in the courtyard of Kentwell Hall. Source B. 1. Why do you think the red and white roses had been put together at Kentwell Hall? 2. When do you think people started to use the Tudor rose? 3. Why do you think they invented it? 2. The Tudors. Henry VII reigned 1485 to 1509, married Elizabeth of York 1486. Henry VIII reigned 1509 to 1547, Mary I reigned 1553 to 1558. The son of Henry VII and Elizabeth of York became Henry VIII. He married a woman called Catherine of Aragon, who gave birth to a daughter, Mary. Henry wanted a son to take his place when he died. When Catherine got too old to have any more children, Henry divorced her and married a younger woman called Anne Boleyn. Henry and Anne had a daughter, Elizabeth, but Henry was now desperate to have a son. He had Anne beheaded and married for a third time. His new wife, Jane Seymour, died a year later, soon after giving birth to a son, Edward. Henry married 3 more times, but he had no more children. Henry VIII. 1. How many of Henry VIII's children became monarchs? 2. In what order did they reign? 3. Why was Henry desperate for a son? Succession. What rules about age and sex were settled? The order in which Henry's reigned. Royal family. 1. Find out the order in which members of the present royal family will reign. 2. Are the same rules used as in Tudor times? 3. If your family were royal, who would be the next monarch?